What's up, guys, and welcome back to the podcast. I'm Frankie.
And I'm Alex.
And together we are FNA Life.
Yeah, it's weird. So technically, I don't think we've changed the name of the podcast yet.
No, we have not.
But we did change our name on Instagram and Facebook and
TikTok and
YouTube.
Everything except for
the podcast
and our main website.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll leave the podcast because I feel like it's more searchable if it's van life. But we're finding that, that's really hot.
Duh.
Frank bought me this really fancy mug for Christmas that lives on a plate. It's called I don't know if it's or homo. I don't know what
it came as a set of two.
Yay. But you put them on a stand, kind of like where you would charge your phone at night. And it keeps your tea or coffee warm.
Let me get some of that juice. Oh, yeah.
It's pretty great, but apparently it makes the bottom of the mug really hot, which is what I just learned. So anyways, yeah, we changed our name across multiple platforms because we're no longer just doing van life. We're doing travel life and life in general and home life and homesteading and all these different things because, over the last 6 years, we've evolved and we had a child and things are just a little bit different now.
Yeah, I mean, I would even say that we haven't been doing van life since we bought pretty much Sunny.
Yeah, but we were still doing a lot of van trips.
We did.
Frank thinks that because Sunny was an RV that it doesn't count as van life.
I just think that it gets confusing to people. Like, there's a lot of people out there that will look at it and go, I don't, like, this isn't van life to me. Like, you got to remember, you have to kind of, if you tell somebody you're doing something and then you're not doing it to them, they're like, are they just lying to me flat out?
Well, I don't know. But then also you got really confused about it when we got the trailer. Because I would call it a van sometimes and you'd be like, it's just on a van.
Yeah, it wasn't just me. It was the commenters. The commenters were very much like, you don't live in a van anymore. Like, why are you doing this to us?
I don't read a lot of the comments, just in case anybody was wondering.
I read them. I go through them.
Yeah. See, I don't like that energy mental space in a lot of the comments, 95% of the comments that we get are super positive, and we're so grateful for them. And keep leaving your lovely comments because it's keeping Frankie sane and happy and healthy.
It's keeping me sane and happy and healthy?
Yeah, because if they were all negative poo-poo comments,
that's true. Yeah.
Frankie would not be a happy camper.
Oh, no, I would not. It would be hard.
I learned a long time ago that it's just, I don't have the mental capacity I can read 20 positive comments and then that one negative comment will ruin my day.
Well, I have much thicker skin for it. I could literally read through them all and be fine about it. And I try to not say anything ever to Alex about the negative ones, even though sometimes I'll be like, oh, you have to respond to this one.
Yeah.
Because it's hard. Sometimes it's personal. Or
I do respond
personal.
Sometimes, especially for Instagram DMs and stuff like that. I'll see those and reply or whatever. But anyways, we're getting off topic.
We are. We're getting way off topic.
But so I guess Frankie is more aware that you, potentially not you personally, but the proverbial you.
The people care a bit about what our title is.
Oh, Paco. He's having we've had to take a little pause from the podcast because we went on our first trip to the Dominican Republic, which was our first trip of 2026 and also the first country on our new goal to get Everly to 10 countries before she's school age.
And we do know that we've been to a lot of countries already, and we're not counting those ones because it's 10 new countries that we haven't been to before.
Right, because Canada, USA, Mexico, done.
UK.
Previously. UK, and then the debate about whether the UK is one country or is it...
It's 3, Alex.
3 countries.
It's a minimum of 3. It's actually 4, technically.
It's the United Kingdom.
Yeah. They're all their own sovereign countries, though.
Okay. Yeah. But so anyways, so then that also was a big trip that we did. But so anyways, we're kind of leaving that in the past. Beautiful memories that we'll treasure forever. But this new goal is to get to 10 new countries before she turns 5.
And so the way that we're actually doing that this time around is we're going to be house sitting, and there will be a little bit of van life potentially involved too. But for the most part, we're going to be house sitting all over these different countries, and that's the reason why I felt like it made a lot of sense to make the change. And really, it's more about our lives. It's FNA life more than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And we're still doing alternative things and nomadic things, but it's just not necessarily only in a van.
But getting back to the reason why we kind of dropped the podcast, and it's because we both got very ill after we came back from Dominican Republic. Like 3 days later, actually the next day, Everly got sick.
Yeah, so we kind of took a break while we were in the DR because we were relaxing. It was a family vacation. We were having fun. And then we had a horrible travel day home.
That was terrible.
I think just like knocked all of our energy away. Like the next day, we didn't get home until 6 a.m. We were supposed to get home at like 6 p.m. We didn't get home until 6 a.m. the next day. Frankie had been awake for like 36 hours. It was not a fun travel day. So anyways, the whole next day was just like zombie land. And then
I apologize. Sorry about
Frankie's still sick. So then like a day later, Everly comes down with a fever. Then Frankie and I go out. Then like the whole house has the plague upon it.
The only person that didn't get it was your dad.
Yeah, really. And then Paco injured himself somehow, just like jumping up a stair, like threw his leg out. So we've been through it.
We've been through the ringer lately. It's all good. We will prosper. We will get past it. We will be fine. With that being said, I can't wait to be healthy again.
Yeah, we're almost there.
I'm like, I even had to go on antibiotics because I wound up getting an upper respiratory infection and I had a bunch of phlegm. So it became like bacterial and not fun.
Yeah. So anyways, Everly's back at daycare because she's feeling 100%. We're struggling to get there, but we're almost there.
I feel like Alex is at like 95% and I'm probably at like 85%.
Yeah.
Today I've been feeling a lot better though.
Yeah, and today I got kicked back with like a headache. So who freaking knows?
I just need to get rid of this dang cough.
Yeah, I would also really like it to be not minus 20 degrees outside every day and, just be able to enjoy nature.
It's snowing again. If you guys don't know where we are, we're in Canada, and this has been the snowiest winter that we've ever seen up here in the area that we're at. And because typically maybe we get a maximum of 3 feet.
Sometimes there's like green grass in the middle of the winter.
Yeah, we haven't seen green grass since winter began.
Yeah.
Since before winter began.
Yeah. But so let's not be complaining. But okay, if you guys saw a couple, I guess it was before Christmas. I don't know. My timeline's all mixed up. But we did a house sit in rural Ontario because we had just signed up for this website called Trusted House Sitters. And the reason that we went with that was because another creator that we follow, Rachel.
Yes.
What's her tag? Rachel and...
I don't know. I'm
sorry. I'm not sure what her...
We'll put it in the show notes.
Name is. Yeah. So she was talking... Yes, Nick and Rachel. So they house it all over the world and they had a coupon code or whatever. So I signed up via their link. We have a coupon code now, so we'll have that in the link down below as well. This is not sponsored, but for every person that signs up through our link, we get 2 more months free of membership.
Which we'll take. I mean, that would be great. We don't have to pay for the year as many people that could sign. If we get 12 people to sign up, right? Is that what you said? For every one person?
For every one person, you get 2 months.
Oh,
so
okay.
if we get
we only need
6
6
people, we get it 1 whole year.
Woohoo! Come on, guys, sign on up.
Yeah. So we signed up with her discount code. And then I'm looking and I'm like, okay, there's all these house sits in Europe and like places where I really want to go. But through doing some research, it became very clear that having reviews on the site
is very important.
Super important. So I found us a house sit that was only 2 hours from home that we could go and complete and get, hopefully, fingers crossed, a 5-star review.
And if you guys haven't seen the video, it is up on YouTube about our experience. And we're not going to get too into it because I would much rather you guys watch the video and see for yourself what happens. It was a very cool experience for us, very different experience for us, a little bit of a nerve-wracking experience for us. And, we did find ways to have fun out of it as well.
But it was certainly a bit of a roller coaster. Like things went wrong that we did not anticipate at all.
But now we know what to anticipate.
A little bit. I mean, I'm sure every time will be different.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But so anyways, the whole goal was to get a 5-star review so that on our Trusted House Sitters profile, we have a 5-star review because you can. So like I sent to 2 friends that we had like watched their pets before. like an external link that I sent to, for example, my sister, asking her to give us a 5-star review. So we have some external reviews, which I think are helpful, but having a review on the site via somebody that's actually vetted through the site, that's not like your friend or family member, is more valuable, especially for people who know that you're traveling internationally to get to them.
Yes.
Because they want to make sure that you are actually going to show up.
Yes. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because like if you are going to do an international, that means you have to potentially book a flight or get yourself there. They don't know exactly where you might be in the country or outside the country, if you're a traveler.
Yeah. So what I've heard is that it's very important to have at least a couple reviews. So get those reviews closer to home.
Also, that doesn't mean that you will not be able to get a house sit, because you'll be able to find a house sit that's right for you. And, you just got to be on the site and be one of the first people to request it to do the sit.
Yeah. So that was the other thing that I was finding, is that the nice thing about the website is that you can set alerts. So I would, when I was looking in Ontario, I had, we only had a certain date window because of all our other commitments and stuff. So I was like, between this date and this date, in this area, send me anything that pops up. And so as soon as I got an email that said there's a new house that meets your search criteria, I went online and I filled out the application.
Yeah.
And that's how we got it. Because there was a couple that I applied to in Europe that were like, oh, like, we love your application and whatever, but, somebody else, we're already chatting with them and, we're going to go with them. So I think it's just easiest for the person who's offering their house. If the first candidate was a great candidate, why keep searching?
Yeah. Yeah. It's not, you don't need to anymore. You're good. You got the person. You're happy.
So this is my other little sneaky trick, because I did apply to a lot of house sits, which is a lot of time and energy and mental capacity, right? So
basically creates a whole nother job.
Yes. So what I was doing is that I went into my ChatGPT and I told it about ourselves.
This is Alex's basically favorite tool now.
It's very handy.
Yeah, I know it is.
So it knows that we're 2 adults with a toddler.
And a dog.
Well, and the dog will not be traveling with us to Europe.
Only local stays.
Only local stuff. It knows that, we're responsible. And so I listed some things that I wanted it to highlight. Like that, for instance, Frankie has some technical background with his HVAC. And so, not only are we taking care of your pets, which we have experience doing, but also Frankie has a technical background. So if something goes wrong with the house, we could potentially,
Which, oddly enough, on our first sit, something did go wrong with the house.
That was
what are the chances?
100% in your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I tell ChatGPT all of this, and then I get an alert. It says, you've got a new thing in your search results. I open it up. I read it and make sure that it's something I want to do, because there was definitely some that were like, whew.
The thing is, too, is you don't need to have these skills that I have to be able to get a house sit also, because on the Trusted House Sitters website, it actually says that your number one priority is the animals. Like, that's what you're there to look after, is the animals. Everything else is secondary, and even you're not there to protect the house. You're not there to even do the stuff. Like, if something goes wrong, yes, if something goes wrong, you should call the owner, let them know, and let them tackle it. But you're not responsible for their house per se.
Which is funny, because it is called Trusted House Sitters.
But it's actually really pet sitting.
Yeah. Which is, we had a couple people comment that. They're like, the whole thing is, basically house sitting or pet sitting, because nobody's listing their house without any pets.
No. I mean, it gives them an opportunity to travel and go places and stuff like that. And then the other thing, we did get a comment at least that was about filming and whatnot. There is nothing in the policy that says that you can't film. And obviously do the right thing. Don't show the address. Don't, show the people's house. But
Or share like personal information.
Correct. Yeah, I'm not gonna like go find their tax
Which we wouldn't
files
even do for our
show you.
friends.
No.
Like if we went to our friend's house, like say we visit KJ and James
Yeah.
Stokeloaf quite often, we would never show their house number or their house street
No.
or like anything that could possibly let a viewer try to figure out where they live.
Yeah, so obviously be polite about it. If you're gonna film, think about it. But you also are allowed to. It doesn't say that you're not allowed to. So unless like the person requests you specifically not to, then I wouldn't. You know, if they asked, you know, hey, would you guys mind not filming? No problem.
Right.
We would just film stuff outside of the, you know, the house.
Yeah. So when you're reading the application, like their thing, first make sure it's something that you want to do because you don't want to waste time putting in an application for something you don't want to do. Like, for example, for us, because we have a young daughter, going somewhere that has like 5 or 6 dogs.
Not a smart idea for us.
It just feels like a little bit too dangerous and like not that anything would happen, but like, you know, something could happen. And like some of the reviews specifically say, or some of the applications specifically say, this is not a good sit for kids.
And that's fair. Like, I'd rather them be upfront and honest about it so that way we're not like applying and coming and then next thing you know, there's an issue.
Yeah. Well, or because there was a couple applications that I put in that people were like, oh, sorry, we see that you have a kid and, you know, that's just not going to work here.
Which will make it harder for people out there that do have a kid or multiple kids to be able to get some of these house sits. But once again, we've also been able to find house sits with having, you know, the barrier of having a kid. So
yeah, I mean, it just narrows your search. And even like the first sit that we did in Ontario, we brought Paco with us. And so in my application, I said, you know, we're going to be bringing a dog. This is what he's like. He gets along with other dogs, like, you know, things like that. He's good with cats, blah, blah, blah. So anyways, I put the ChatGPT knows who we are. And then if I find an application that I want to apply to, I copy all of the information from the website and I put it into ChatGPT and I say, draft me an application letter for this specific sit.
nice.
And then it comes back and it automatically writes a letter that has the name of their pets, their name, you know, things about like, oh, we're comfortable with administering medication, you know, like very specific things. So that I didn't have to spend 45 minutes to an hour writing an application because some days I would put in 2 or 3 applications. So, you know, just saving my time.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
The thing is this is that, like, this is the first time I'm hearing it and it's a great idea. It's very smart.
Yeah.
I would have been struggling, like, writing it on a piece of paper, then transferring it to a computer, and then so on and so forth. Not smart.
Yeah, that's why I'm in charge of these things, Frank. Yeah.
I appreciate it.
So it lets you apply, because the thing is, like, when you're applying for a job or whatever, you want it to be personalized. You don't want it to just be like a form letter that's like, hi, I'm Frank, and I'm Alex, and we house it. You know, like, it's like, we're so excited to come to your place in this region. We've heard that it's absolutely beautiful.
Is it funny to say it's personalized, but yet ChatGPT wrote it?
I know, right?
Like, that's what teachers absolutely hate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What you just literally put down.
But I'm an adult, and so I can use
You're allowed to.
technologies to my advantage.
That's fair.
The other thing is that I am reading all of them and tweaking them, and like, you know, if the robot said something that wasn't quite right or whatever, then I'll like, you know, make it perfect.
Okay.
But rather than spending 40 minutes drafting a letter, now I spend 5 to 10 minutes prompting it, editing it, sending it, done.
Nice. That's, you know, that's really great. That's pretty, I'm not going to say simple or easy, but like it definitely makes your life way, way, way better. Like you could actually manage your time to do other things.
And then you can be more likely to be one of the first people to apply.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because, like we said previously,
they're taking 45 minutes to write this letter or this application, and you're already done 2 minutes in.
I've got the search results coming directly to my email inbox. I'm checking it as soon as I see that I have a search result. I'm opening it up, checking if it's something that I want to apply to, and then drafting a letter quickly with ChatGPT, sending it out. It's almost guaranteed that I'm going to be the first or second person who's applied to this house sit.
Yeah, I find it really cool the fact that like these house sits, they do have availability for 2+ weeks.
Well, some of them are like months.
Yeah, that's really cool. Like
Yeah.
if you have the ability to stay in a place for a long time or you want to, you could do one of these house sits for a fair amount of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is where Nick and Rachel kind of are able to travel full time.
Yeah.
Because when you're looking at booking hotels for every single night that you're somewhere, even like we have a ton of hotel points and we just burn through them
Very fast.
very fast. And so for us, you know, we've booked a trip to our second country, which is going to be
Portugal.
Choo, choo, choo. We're so excited. So I set my search parameters for Portugal. These are the dates that we want to be there. We're going to be in the country for about 6 weeks, and 3 of those weeks are house sits.
Question, is there a reason why we picked Portugal?
We have some friends that live there. So
Okay.
we're going to go visit Mr. and Mrs. Adventure.
Yeah, Brittany and Drew.
We're going to go visit expats everywhere.
Yeah.
And we might meet up with Jamie and Lisa.
It
If-
depends on how long they're going to stay or not.
That
If they're going to extend their stay.
Might or may not work out. And then also, I think that we had kind of thought about going there a year ago, but then you blew your knee out.
Yeah.
And so we were literally like about to book flights to
Yeah.
go, and then you blew your knee out.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
true.
It just.
So it
wasn't
was
gonna happen.
supposed to be like our next country that we were going to go to anyway. I would also say because of the weather,
Well,
you know, like, well, I know it's been rainy and whatnot,
they've
but
been having some troubles lately.
regardless, like, even if it's rainy, it's way warmer than here.
Anything is warmer than here.
Anything. I wonder if Antarctica is actually warmer right now than here.
Imagine. Toronto is colder than the Arctic.
Potentially.
Sometimes, maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows? But yeah, so it just felt like I don't know, for whatever reason, Portugal got stuck in our brains and we decided that that was going to be our next trip. Also, when I was looking for flights, because that's the other thing.
I'm sorry, I got to cut you off because I'm having this thought in my head right now. Just imagine it like the penguins are migrating
to Toronto.
to Toronto because it's colder than the Arctic. Like they're just wobbling.
And
Oh,
then
man.
summer comes and they're like, oh, we've made a terrible
We gotta go
mistake." But yeah, so I saw this flight booking hack on TikTok where you go into Google Flights and you put in your your departure airport
Uh-huh.
and you click one way and then you don't give a time frame and you don't give like what you say, I want to go anywhere. And then you click search. And then so it literally pulls up the entire planet,
Okay.
all of the flights to the entire planet for the next like 6 months. And then you can click, okay, not the next 6 months, let's just look at March. So then it shows you from Toronto to everywhere on the planet in March, what's the cheapest flight?
That's good because then they can't like cookie you and make it more expensive.
Well, and also as a traveler, if you're like, oh, well, I have to go to Paris,
Yeah.
but then the flights to Paris are 3 times more expensive than the flights to Portugal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then it's like, well, I could fly to Portugal and then get a quick European flight to Paris for like $100.
I mean, potentially a train.
You know, so it really like opens up, and Portugal was one of the least expensive places to fly to.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So,
And then flying to other countries from Portugal that are in Europe are way less expensive.
yeah, like originally we were thinking about going to Madrid to visit some friends we have there. It was going to be $50 a person.
Yeah, it's basically like doing a domestic flight if you're in the U.S. or Canada.
Well, not
like
so much
price
Canada.
comparison.
Canada domestic
Yeah.
flights can be very expensive.
Well, yeah, because Canada and their taxes on jet fuel.
It's like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so anyways, so the flights to Portugal were also some of the least expensive, but like for Europe.
Nice.
For us from Toronto.
Well, it's kind of the closest.
It is one of the closest for sure. Maybe like the UK is a little bit closer.
Yeah, but you got to go like kind of north, I
little
think.
bit,
Yeah, where
and
like
we already did
Portugal's-
the UK, so I was kind of like, I don't
Yeah.
necessarily want to go. Like I.
Well, and our friends
do.
aren't even there right now.
I know, but their
so-
van is, and they
yeah.
said we could use it.
I know. But that's Trudy. That's like, it's like touching a relic.
I know.
I don't want to.
You already drove it. No, you didn't.
Oh,
You-
no, I drove the other car. I drove the other van for
What?
a moment. Just to, like back it up and get it into position.
Did you
and
never
stuff.
drive Trudy?
No. Why would I ever drive Trudy? I had no reason to.
Oh, Chris drove Trudy.
Yeah, Chris drove Trudy.
And you sat in the passenger seat of the rental van.
Yes,
Yeah.
for the most part. I did switch over in the Chris's van into Trudy a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
when I was tired of listening to Everly scream at
Exactly.
me.
Yeah, she screamed quite a bit on that trip.
Sorry, Chris.
Yeah. Thanks for lending your ears.
Yeah. So the flights were affordable. We have some friends in the country. It felt kind of like an easy trip. Now Frank got his knee surgery booked.
Yeah, just before, like a couple of days back, I actually got the call from the surgeon. The surgeon was like, "Hey, we got a date for March 24th," and I was like, "Ooh, we'll be away. Can I go like a little bit later? What other dates you got?" And they were like, "April 24th," and I was like, "I'll take it."
Yeah. So that's now made what the end date, because I was like, ooh, we could keep going. Because once you're in Europe, it's kind of like, let's just keep going.
Basically, April 20th to April 21st will be our last day in Portugal.
Yeah.
We haven't yet booked our return flights, which we probably should.
Well, now that we
do.
know about because we did just get a van rental also. So we have 3 weeks at house sits, then 10 days in a van rental, and then basically 3 weeks in hotels.
Okay.
Maybe only 2 weeks in hotels.
Yeah, not bad.
Which is pretty crazy. So anyways, back to the house sits.
Okay, back to the house sits.
Because these are this is what we're here for today.
Yes, house
This is what
sitting.
we're talking about.
Yeah.
So what do you think are the things that make a really good house sitter?
Ooh, I think somebody who is going to be attentive to the animals and communicate well. So right off the rip, communicating and making sure you know what time that you're going to be there as per you and the owner. Typically, it's like 1 to 2 hours after that they've left the house. But sometimes that's kind of impossible depending on what time that they had to get on their flight. So, for instance, if they had to get on their flight at like midnight, the chances of you being there at 2 a.m. are going to be pretty low.
Mm-hmm. Well, and also, so what I'm finding in the European house sits is that they actually have the dates so that you arrive the day before they leave.
Oh, okay. So you're kind of there with them. They could show you around
Yeah.
and get to know you before they leave.
And then the time that you get there doesn't necessarily really matter. Like the 2 house sits that we have in Europe or in Portugal,
Yeah.
both of them start the day before the family leaves.
Which is weird because like I think on part of their policy, it's like they're supposed to not be at the home anymore when you arrive.
Well, so they're feeding us dinner.
I mean, I'm okay with it. I'm not saying I'm just saying part of the policy.
Yeah, well, I guess like technically if you have this space, like I could see it would be really weird if you were showing up at like a 1-bedroom apartment and they were like, yeah, come a day early so I can show you around. And
Sleep
then
on the
like,
foot of my bed.
yeah,
Thanks.
or like here's the couch for the night,
Yeah.
you know, and
Yeah,
you're
that would
like,
be weird.
Okay. But both of these have like separate apartments basically.
Okay, yeah.
So the one of them is actually like an Airbnb hotel.
Oh, cool.
And so we're staying in like one of the hotel units basically.
Oh, sweet.
But then we're just taking care of her cat
Yeah, so we basically have free hotel stay to take care of the cat
and the chickens.
and the pig
No, that's the other
that's a
one.
different one,
The other
okay.
one has 2 dogs, a bird, chickens, and,
and a pig. Cool. I
Yeah.
can't wait to play with the pig.
I don't know how you play with a pig.
like you play with a dog.
Okay.
Same way.
All right.
Come here, puppy, puppy. I mean, piggy, piggy, piggy.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, so that's I think a little bit different. So, but communication I think is 100% super important.
Believe it or not, I actually have played with a pig before.
Really?
Yeah. Remember PJ's brother, Chris?
Yeah.
The one that was on the Creatures of the Subway?
Yeah.
He had what he thought was a toy pig. Like they were somebody who sold
a
it to him.
teacup.
It was supposed to be a teacup pig. And it was not teacup after
I
a
think
while.
that happens to a lot of people.
Yeah, yeah. And so I used to play with that pig. It used to try to like rut all the time, like into you. So when they stick their nose into the ground to like rip up the ground, but they like do it into your body.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's not fun. But it was a super fun, cute pig. Like in general, it was a lot of fun to play with.
Yeah. Can you turn my headset down?
Yeah,
Is that
sure.
what I've done? Because
Yeah.
that doesn't change anything about the way that you sound in my ears.
Yeah. Well, it's because you got to go like this. I think maybe. No,
No.
I don't know why we're not able to mess with it. How about this one?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, I'm on the wrong.
yeah, but that was my headset too.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. It just. can we
Oh,
have
I
it-
know why. Dummies.
Why? Don't. There we. Oh my gosh, that's so loud. You
I was-
didn't even have those plugged in?
I had them plugged into the wrong outlet. Oops. I hope that didn't mess anything up.
Ugh.
No wonder why we couldn't hear our sound.
Yeah, at the beginning, it took like forever to get set up.
That's how you know I haven't been feeling well. I even set up our podcast equipment the wrong way.
No, I just like, I'm still struggling with this headache. So it felt like you were really loud in my ears.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
You're hearing right side.
Yeah. I was hearing all the sides everywhere. But yeah, so communication I think is super important.
Yeah, Well, I was going to say, because you asked me the question, right? I would say that making sure that you're sending photos and telling, what's been going on throughout the day to the people that you're hosting for. Like, oh, everybody's good. Here's the pig. Here's the chickens. Here's the dog or cat or whatever you're watching. Like, show that you like kind of playing and petting them and stuff, Just showing that you're loving on them. We didn't really show that much in the video that we were kind of loving on the pets, but we were quite a bit. And so I think that's something that we could do in the video more is like show that part of it.
I mean, I think we showed a fair bit of it. Yeah. It was hard to get the cat on film because she was a little bit standoffish. So then you didn't want to do anything to kind of.
Somebody was like in the comments, they were like, do you guys like animals?
Really?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, we love animals. Like, I don't know if you realized, but we were playing with Peanut quite a bit. But the thing about Peanut was that we couldn't play with him at the same time. Because if we overexcited him, he could have a seizure.
Right.
So it was like we weren't able to play with Peanut the way we
And also we were told not to take them for walks.
Correct.
Because if Peanut goes for too many walks, he'll have a seizure.
Yeah.
So then it was like, we can't go for a walk. And he can't, like, we would play a little bit. But also I think animals are really cute when they're sleeping. And so I usually like get a video of them when they're like cozied up and like,
Yeah. And then like the cats typically... they avoid people a lot of the time, until they get familiar with you. So the cat it took the cat like 3 days before the cat was like, okay, you guys are cool. I don't have to hide.
Well, and then also we cut out huge chunks of stuff that we filmed that we shared Patreon only or YouTube members only.
Yeah.
Just because the video was so long.
Yeah.
And we were like, holy, we got to like trim this back. So
speaking of Patreon, we should also do a Patreon podcast.
Yeah.
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 Maybe after this.
Yeah.
You heard that, guys? We'll start doing Patreon podcasts again.
It is one of the bonus perks.
Well, yeah, we've been slacking on a lot of ends.
I don't think we've been slacking at all because honestly, we're raising a child. We're traveling. We're editing.
Yeah.
We're doing a ton of stuff. Like, it's not like we're just like sitting around eating bonbons.
I almost want to like take the perks off of all of it and just be like, you get what you get.
We'll share when we share.
If you want to support us, we love you. Thank you so much. Like, the direct support is amazing. And we are going to share more here.
We share more behind the scenes stuff there.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, we share life updates. We share stuff like real time. We share videos that got cut from the vlog.
But I do believe that since we said, like, we're going to put a podcast on there, some people did sign up specifically for the podcast.
We just had so much more bandwidth before we had a child.
We did.
And like, even now at this point, like, it's the only reason that we can get the podcast out is because we have childcare twice a week.
Yeah, that's true. Back to the topic of discussion, house sitting. Let's get back.
Yeah. I think the other thing that's important is leaving the space really clean and like being respectful of the space while you're there. So obviously you're not throwing any like house parties or anything like that.
Well, you're actually not allowed to have any guests there whatsoever.
Yeah. So then also, I mean, I'm sure you could like say we're in Portugal and we're like, hey, like our friends Jamie and Lisa are driving by. You could ask.
You could ask, but you're not supposed to invite anybody without them known.
Right. Yeah. So when you're there, we had this whole debate on Instagram about what can you use when you're at the house.
Yeah.
So like when we were coming into the house, the owner was like, yeah, like there's some fresh strawberries and cucumbers in the fridge. Like feel free to use that and whatever else. Great. So then we're there and we're like, oh, well, we need some olive oil to cook or we need some spices to make our meal.
I think all that stuff is fair.
Yeah, so that was kind of like the debate that we were having on Instagram was like...
Some people were like, don't eat the stuff that's like in the cupboard that's like chips and cookies and stuff like that.
Or like replace it if you do.
Yeah, because they're not going to go bad.
Right.
But like also at the same time, you're not getting paid to be there. Right. So it's like to like watch their dogs, like how expensive would it be if you had to get a a dog sitter.
Well, especially if you have multiple pets too, because now you have to get multiple, care situations.
And it might take almost all the time of your day to actually watch their animals, right? So depending on the situation.
Yeah.
So I guess it's a good thing to communicate what that means to those homeowners.
Right.
And a lot of them will say, eat whatever you want. Like,
Right.
don't worry about it.
Well, like in my mind, I'm like, I'm not going to go into the freezer and like eat a bunch of like freezer meals.
Yeah,
because,
but I would like some ice cream or maybe some cookies.
like that
know?
Airbnb we went to that had just like the stocked freezer of ice cream. And, But at an Airbnb, they were like, have whatever you want.
You're also technically paying for the Airbnb.
Yeah,
if
and you're a guest, whatever. But yeah, I feel like we used the spices and some of like the cooking oils and things like that. They had so many sauces in the fridge.
Yeah,
so
which we really didn't use a lot of that.
We used like
some.
a little bit. Like, I was like, ooh, that's a fancy thing. Let me try and taste that one,
Did we use their tomato sauce for pizza? Or did we bring our
No, we
own?
bought our own. The only thing that the first night that we were there, because we hadn't go grocery shopping and we brought some stuff, but we didn't bring enough stuff and we hadn't had time to go grocery shopping. I used one bag of like dried pasta noodles.
Oh, yeah.
To make dinner.
And like pasta noodles are like, what, $1.50 max?
Yeah, and they also had like a whole stack. Like it wasn't like I used the very last thing, you know what I mean? So I was kind of like, I think it'll be okay.
And at the end of the day, they gave us a great review. So we did everything that we were supposed to do. We ate the stuff that it was okay to eat.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and I'll say that they weren't doing bad for themselves.
No, it was a very nice house, fully stocked, whatever.
Yeah.
Like it's not like they'd be like, oh my God, our grocery budget is ruined. They ate one thing of pasta.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the other thing about
I won't lie. I grabbed a couple cookies from the cupboard.
Frank.
I couldn't help myself.
Frank.
They did say like,
what
feel
flavor?
free.
I didn't even see a cookie.
There was like some weird cookie that I've never seen before, so I tried it.
You're like,
Yeah, it was good. It was like a dark chocolate with some type of like filling in it. Yeah,
Interesting.
It was really good.
You waited until I was putting Everly to bed. And
I was just
snuck some
like
cookies?
downstairs and I was feeling super snacky and I was like, what's in the cupboard? And I found a cookie and I ate it, so.
That'll happen.
I didn't eat the whole thing. I mean, I didn't eat like the whole bag. I just had a cookie.
Also, I think it would almost be worse. Like, okay, if you ate the whole box of cookies and then you threw it out and then it didn't exist. Okay. But if you ate 99% of the box of cookies and you left one I think that would be worse.
I would be so heated.
Don't you think?
Yeah,
like
definitely.
you go to open it, like I feel like that's happened to us at home even. Like you open up a bag of chips and there's like 2 chips in it and you're like, who left this? Like,
why would you do that?
It's like ruder to leave
Just
the 2
finish it.
chips than it is to like eat the whole bag.
You guys hear that? Just finish it.
Yeah, destroy
Okay?
the evidence. Pretend
Yeah.
like it didn't even happen.
Yeah, don't leave one cookie, okay, guys? Eat it. It's like, I don't want to be rude and eat the last one. You just ate the whole freaking pack.
Yeah.
Eat the last one.
You ate 75%. Go all the way. Go all the way. So, yeah, when the other thing that we did to make sure that the house was really nice for them when they came home was that we spent the whole last day cleaning.
Yeah, we cleaned
Like-
it was nicer when they returned than when we got there.
Yeah, as soon as we woke up, we stripped the sheets, put them in the washing machine.
We cleaned up all the toys and everything through the house.
We made sure to run the dishwasher, empty the dishwasher, then put our last couple of dishes in, run that.
We did all the sheets and pillowcases and all that and put on new ones.
Yeah, vacuumed everything.
Folded up everything.
Made sure all the dog and cat areas were clean, like emptied the litter and stuff before we left.
We mopped and vacuumed the whole upstairs too as well. Just trying to get rid of any type of dog hair that might be laying around.
Yeah. Well, and then too, it's funny because I've seen some, like I'm thinking of one particular house sit application that I read that was very specific about like you have to leave the house clean and you have to it was like very like these are the things that we expect that you do before you leave.
Very A-type.
Yeah, which almost felt like, I don't know, on one side it's like, yeah, you want your house to be clean when you come back, but also I would just hope that the person watching the house would do that, but maybe they've had experiences where the people left the house worse than
I think also the potential of doing something wrong at that house is so easy.
if that person is very like meticulous,
yeah, like if
about
you moved
stuff.
a pillowcase to the wrong area or a pillow to the wrong
Right.
area and left it in the wrong spot, like they would probably be like, they didn't clean the house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like when it gets really, really in depth like that, it's like, ugh.
I don't even want to apply
Yeah,
for
I'll
this.
stay away from that one.
Yeah, I feel you. Well, because that's the other thing about when you're reading the offers.
Yeah.
You can kind of get a sense of feel of like, what is this person gonna be like?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like a working relationship, right? Like you have to be cool with us, and we have to be cool with you, and we like people who are kind of chill and what like.
Granted, we're gonna always do the right thing and try to make sure that the house is immaculate, like because that's just the way we are.
Right.
But like there could be somebody out there that just doesn't agree with our level of cleanliness, maybe.
Yeah. Well, it's like when you go to an Airbnb, and sometimes when you're checking out of an Airbnb, it's like, throw the garbage out, strip the sheets, thank you. And sometimes they're like, do this, 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 this. And if you don't, there's a $500 fee.
Yeah.
And you're like, whoa, I'm already paying a bit. Like, what? Yeah. Like,
they're trying to make their life easier.
Yeah. Like,
on
it's
the
like,
back end.
I'm cool with like a certain level of like mutual respect.
Yes.
But when it's like, mop my floors, clean the trash cans from the inside out,
if there's any residue left inside the recycle bin.
Yeah, you're getting 1-star deducted from your review. You're like, what? Okay. So I think you can kind of like, when you're reading about, you know, what the homeowner wants. Like some of them, I was like, oh, this person is very like, got a stick in their butt about like, the dog must be this and the dog must be that and and you're like, okay, maybe I don't want that house.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing is you have the right and opportunity to read through each one of these and really figure out if you want to, put an application for that place. And you know what? When people are like that, I bet you that they get a lot less applications. Mm-hmm. But also at the same time, I would say that it's good that they're very open, they're very honest with what they're looking for.
Right.
So it's like, that's really good because...
So maybe they get less applications, but they're only getting applications from people who are willing to do all of the things.
Yeah. And so that's fair. I think that it's better to have it out there in the open than to like hope that they do all these things. Mm-hmm. And then you're not satisfied.
Yeah. Yeah. So the 2 houses that we have, one of them is 5 nights, including the one night where the host is still there. And then the other one is, I think it's almost 10 days. Like it's like just, maybe it's 2 weeks. Like, just, I don't know. It's something like that.
Okay.
And we do have one night with the host as well.
Okay.
So, and there's, I think 3 or 4 nights in between the 2 house sits for us to just like be off and exploring on our own.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, I think the way that it worked out, like I applied to a couple of house sits like that were kind of overlapping dates a little bit, or like, because I wasn't sure who was going to say yes and who was, so I had like 5 or 6 like applications out, and then it just kind of worked out perfectly that when the first one accepted and we booked that, then I canceled my application to the other one that was kind of overlapping with that.
Yeah.
And then the longer house sit then approved us as well.
Perfect.
And it worked out perfectly. And then also you kind of have to look at where these towns are on the map too, because the 2 house sits that we have are only 2 hours apart from each other, which is another great bonus, where if it was like, the farthest north of the country and the farthest south of the country, it would be a lot more tricky.
I mean, it's a 6-hour drive minimum at that point too.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to get all your ducks in a row, especially if it's like back-to-back days. Do you want a 6-hour travel, or do you want, 3 2s? To be able to like, make your way down, but also explore the country. Because one of the big parts about doing the house sit is so you could explore a new place, a new country, or, your own backyard, a new spot in your own backyard that you didn't know existed. So it's about traveling. It's about helping one another out to make travel cheap. Mm-hmm. And so it makes it cheaper for the people to go on their vacation that they're going on if they have somebody that's going to be watching their animal for free, technically, with just allowing them to stay in their house and eat some of the food.
Yeah.
And then vice versa for us, we then get to just pay for only the flights or only, this stuff and not have to use our points or pay money for hotel stays. And so it just makes it for a really good opportunity to switch with other people. There are other sites out there. There's one that's like a house swap, but we don't own our own house, so we can't really do a house swap. And it'd also be quite funny if we did it with the trailer.
Yeah.
Because like they might be swapping us like $1 million mansion. They go into like a $20,000 trailer.
I think they would see the photos before they agreed to
I'm not gonna do that. But you know what? It is in a really nice place.
Yeah.
Where it's like high end food and all that stuff. So it is like a spot where people would want to come to.
Right.
So I wouldn't count it out, you
Yeah.
know, but also at the same time it would be a funny swap.
Yeah. I don't know if I would put us up on there for that.
That would be a good video.
Yeah. Hey.
Swapping
We'll see.
our trailer for a $2 million home.
Yeah, I don't even know if we can do like Airbnb, or like we could technically list our spot with Paco at it,
Yeah, that's true.
you know.
Yeah,
But
trusted
then
house
it's
sitter.
like, don't worry, we emptied the black tank before we left, and you're only here for 5 days, so there's no way you're gonna fill it.
Yeah, and if you do, you gotta dump it.
I don't think that would fly.
How funny would that be?
Yeah.
And then like to be able to dump it, you gotta like literally cap it, drag it down the road like
Yeah.
a kilometer to be able to dump it.
I think we will not.
It would be funny.
For us.
Yeah. It would have to be like with somebody else who films.
I think there would definitely be people who would be cool with that.
Yeah,
And probably especially
sure.
people who are like watching this or watch our YouTube videos or whatever. Like they'd be like, ooh, this is fun.
Yeah.
But then I think the general mass population would be like, what did I sign up for?
Hey, it is a 2-bedroom. It has a center island.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about fancy.
There is an oven.
The sink is plastic, but
We're going to replace that.
I
I have
know.
a whole list of things that I want to replace and get done in the hideout this summer.
yeah.
Because we are going to move back in there.
We are.
Because that's the other thing so we're leaving for Portugal. We're going to be gone for a month and a half.
Then we come back. I get a surgery immediately.
And then Frank's going to be probably out for like a month.
yeah.
And then hopefully the ground will be dry enough because we have so much snow. It's going to be a slop fest back there.
Oh yeah.
Like just the groundwater is going to be so high.
So you're hoping go on. What were we gonna say?
Well, and then
Hopefully
in May, then we could start working on projects for the trailer.
Yep, we'll see.
What do you think?
I mean, you're saying in May,
Like
right?
late May, June.
It would be more like June, most likely.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm literally having the surgery April 24th.
Yeah.
It's not like May 1st. I'm gonna be able to work.
Yeah.
It's gonna be literally like end of May, beginning of
Right.
June before
Right.
I can like do anything remotely. Like I can't do sketchy stuff. Like I won't be able to climb a ladder for 3 months.
Right.
2 months, 3
Yeah.
months.
And the very first job we have is a sketchy roof job.
Well, which I'm gonna have to hire somebody to do and film them doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Support.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll figure
Fun.
it all out. But yeah, there's
going,
like a bunch
we're
of
going
projects.
the Trenton Alley route. We're gonna have to hire some people while we stand by and help, obviously, and do things. But Trent just got his ACL done too, and so for the first couple months was more like
Supervisor.
I can't do that, so I gotta kind of stand here and watch.
Right.
So
Yeah. We'll figure it all out. I mean, it would be nice to be in there by the summer. And technically we can move in as
we
it is now.
we could be in there. It's just there's a lot of things that got to get ripped up and cleaned up before we live in there because there is some mold. So I don't know how smart it is to put ourselves in a situation that we literally took ourselves out of,
Yeah.
in the sense of the small trailer
Yeah.
to go live in the big trailer that has mold.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll get that osmosis machine.
Yeah.
Just zap it all.
That just kills surface level stuff. Nothing
it.
inside the wood.
Don't worry. It's all gone.
Okay.
Just run it every night.
Okay.
Every time we leave the house, just run it.
That would be so bad.
Why?
I don't know. I just feel like it wouldn't be smart to just continuously like run a machine like that inside a unit.
That's what it's for.
Sure. You say so.
But yeah, we do have a bunch of projects to do before we're like fully ready to live in there, but replacing that plastic sink is high on my list.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that one. That's something that you could do, and I could show you how to do it.
Fair. So yeah, we've got the house sitting stuff. We're really excited about it. Hopefully the 2 in Europe like turn out good. I'm like in the back of my mind, I have this fear that like we'll be like a day or 2 out from it and they'll like cancel.
I mean, what do you do then?
I know.
Is there
well,
a
that's
policy?
the thing. I don't know.
There
right?
should be some type of policy.
Because
Like
like
if they cancel last minute, you
have-
got to be able to stay there. Because if you just flew to another country,
right, like I have I don't have a hotel booked.
we have needs.
And I don't have, because 2 weeks at a hotel would be quite expensive.
Oh yeah,
So
it'd be dumb expensive.
yeah. Yeah. So anyways, that's like my one fear is that for whatever reason, they're like, oh, psych, like we don't need you anymore. And then you're like, because I've stopped looking for house sits, right? Like I have the whole month planned out. I'm not actively searching.
The first one wouldn't be as bad because it's like a hotel, right? So I'm sure it would be fine. And then the second one, though, that doesn't have a hotel, that's like, all these animals, that one would probably be harder if they canceled.
Yeah.
Because like 2 weeks and they cancel and it's a 2-week stay, that would be
Expensive to
rough.
fix. Yeah.
You would be like, hey, you got to
mean-
go get an Airbnb. We're staying at your home regardless.
It would all work out. And like we'll figure out a solution or
Sure.
whatever. And sometimes you just got to throw money at something and then like whatever, figure it out later. And that's kind of like the thing about traveling full time is that sometimes shit just goes wrong and
Yeah.
you just have to. That's why it's nice to have credit cards with no international fees
Yeah.
and like things like that where you could just be like, oh, I'll charge it and I'll figure it out later, right?
Yep.
Like not that that's how we're traveling. Like we're making budget friendly choices obviously by doing the house sitting and we're booking budget friendly flights and we're only buying things that we can afford to pay for.
At the moment, yep. And the thing is that like that situation could always change down the road depending on what you have coming in and what you have going out. And so for us, we just try to be really conscious of what we have going out because we don't have a ton coming in.
Well,
We're not
and then-
doing bad, but we don't have a ton coming in.
The other thing is that like not only so like these are basically like the fixed expenses of when we're there is like your hotel, but then we're also going to have to get a rental car. So
Yeah.
that's like, a daily spend on a rental car. And then we're also going to have to eat the whole time that we're there.
Yeah.
And so like, yeah, we could just go to the grocery store and get groceries and then it would kind of, maybe cost out,
Yeah.
what we're paying here for groceries. But, we're going to go to nice restaurants. We're going to try different things. We're like there to try the food. You like want to,
I think technically it's a little bit cheaper there.
Well,
in
that was
sense
the other
of, like,
hope of
grocery
like,
shopping and stuff
yeah,
like
the reason that
even-
we chose Portugal as well.
Even restaurants are cheaper because instead of having a tip, everything's including tax.
Right.
So like if it says it's €15, it's €15.
Right.
It's not like, it's $23 Canadian and then you also have to tip and then there's 13.5% tax.
Which is bananas. Like honestly, when you go out to eat here, it's like,
Yeah. It's
Okay.
a lot of money.
well, because like you said, like it would be nice if it was just like this is $25, and then
Yeah.
you're like, okay, here's $25. But they're like, this is $25, and then you get the bill and it's 40, and you're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
It adds up real fast.
Yeah. So, anyways,
We have a ongoing joke that every time we leave the house in Canada, it's $100.
yeah, it used to be 50.
Yeah, it used to be. It's doubled. It's
Yeah.
100 now.
Yeah.
It's like no matter what. I mean, just fuel alone for us is like 120 Canadian if we're completely empty.
For a tank.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, life is expensive here.
Yeah. But you know what? It's also pretty good.
Yeah.
So I'm not complaining.
I got no complaints about it except for this. I just want it to be summer again. Summer in Ontario is
summer. Boom.
summer in Ontario is very nice. Mm-hmm. And I can't wait for that. And then we can be back in the trailer and like, have more like outdoor time and I'm looking forward to it.
Good. Can't wait to get gorgeously tanned.
Yeah. I think too, the timing of this trip is very good because we're going to leave.
Yep.
And then by the time we come home, it'll be spring. So we
Spring is
basically
sprung.
miss the whole end of winter.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
I love winter when I'm snowboarding. I could care less about winter when I'm not.
Just living.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like it in the beginning. I do like it when, we have snow. I love it looks beautiful outside. Mm-hmm. Just we can't really enjoy it much. We have to be like fully bagged up basically.
Well, and then yesterday I took Everly to the park and within like 10 minutes she was like, I'm too cold. I want to leave.
Yeah.
You're like, okay.
That's the struggle.
got in the car, got all the things, got loaded up, gotta get there, get the snowsuit on, like it takes longer to like get somewhere than it does then you can't be outside.
Even though the day when I went to like go just take her outside to get her outside for a little bit, we were outside for maybe 5 minutes, like shoveling, doing things and jumping in the snow. And then she was like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, going back inside, I guess.
Yeah, it's hard. So anyways, we thank you guys for watching. It's been fun to be back on the podcast, and we will do our best to get back here next week and keep this rolling. Yeah,
if you guys have any requests or if you feel that this episode, you really enjoyed it, share it with some friends, send us a message, let us know how you felt, leave a comment on it in the comments below or wherever you listen on Spotify or on Spotify, Apple Podcast or anything like that. It really helps share. The interaction helps the channel grow, and that's really what we need from this is for it to continue to grow so we could try to always make time for it.
So drop a comment down below if you have a favorite place in Portugal that you want us to visit when we're there, or where you would rather go instead of Portugal.
Yeah. We hope you guys have an F&A day.